المكتب التعاوني للدعوة والإرشاد وتوعية الجاليات بأبها.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Many people ask me, what is the single most important thing that happened to me that made me decide that I wanted to be a Muslim? And I don't know. I was in my home country. I was professor of English. I was happy. I was doing my work. I had my family. My son was studying in London. And suddenly, out of nowhere, came an email from a friend of mine who'd moved to Saudi Arabia and said, "Do you want a job in Saudi Arabia?" And he's not a Muslim. He's an Anglican. He's a Christian. And I opened this email and I read it, and honestly, I don't know whether this was a miracle. I don't know whether this was a message. I don't know what happened, but I trembled. I was hot and then I was cold. I started shivering. And honestly, I feel that I was called. I didn't even ask what the salary was. I wrote back immediately and said, "I'm coming." I went straight into the administration. I resigned my job. I gave them until the end of the semester to resign. And I cannot tell you honestly why I did it. It was as though a message had arrived. I would never presume that the message was directed from some higher authority, but I believe the power of Islam called me. And it was quite the most amazing experience. I will never forget that day. And I went home and my wife said to me, "Do you know how much they're going to pay you?" I said, "No, I don't." She said, "Do you know how you're going to get there?" "No, I don't." "Who's going to pay for your air trip there?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "You accept it just like that?" I said, "I'm telling you, I am so sure I'm being called to Islam. Somewhere, somehow, I am on my way to a change of life." And yeah, that's exactly what happened. About 4 or 5 months later, I got on the plane. I arrived in Abha. About a month later, I had met a wonderful imam who made me say the Shahada. And from that day on, my life changed. And it was not any particular thing, that accepting this email, that feeling that this was, after all these years of searching, this was the thing to do. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.